Chapter 1 The Labyrinth City Orari. Asking for flowers, asking for evaluation tickets, asking for collection. So this is the Labyrinth City Orari? It really is a magical city. Standing on a solid tree branch, Li Yiming looked at the huge and magnificent city in the distance, and couldn't help but sigh in his heart. In particular, the white tower that rises straight into the sky is even more fascinating. It is hard to imagine how such a wonderful workmanship was built, probably only the legendary gods have the ability to build it. The Labyrinth City Orario is also the center of the whole world. This is a city with a huge underground labyrinth, hence its name, and because of its special features, Orario has also become the residence of the gods. In fact, this is not the realm of the gods, but the residence of the gods after they descended to the realm. Since the gods are almost immortal, their lifespan is much longer than that of any creature, and the endless years also make them feel bored and empty, so after a lifetime meeting, a unanimous decision was reached. The gods left the heaven one after another, chose to come to the world, and sealed the omnipotent divine power. By selecting the human beings, elves, subhumans and other creatures they formed family members, bestowed the favor of gods, and gave human beings the possibility of becoming stronger, so as to survive in the harsh environment. It is also because of the help of the gods that human beings have the power to defeat monsters and continue to reproduce. As a city jointly created by humans and gods, it is also used to please the gods. Countless intelligent creatures yearn to come here, join the family, gain the favor of the gods, become an adventurer, and thus become famous and become a well-known hero. Therefore, young people in this world rush to Oleli, looking for love, gaining great power, and earning a lot of money. In short, Oleli is a place where dreams come true. However, it is not that simple to realize your dream. First of all, you must successfully reach Oleli, and many monsters on the way will become terrible existences that hinder your progress. Even if you are lucky enough to come to this place, you must successfully join the family and obtain the grace of God to be eligible to become an adventurer, and then enter the dungeon to explore and become stronger through self-experience. Every step is abnormal difficult, some even have to experience life and death. So even though the gods have been in the lower realm for so long, there are still very few heroes that can appear. Li Yiming is also one of the human beings who yearn for great power. Looking at Olari in the distance, he murmured to himself softly, "It's finally here, I hope it won't be too difficult to join the family, otherwise it would be too pitiful for me to go all the way to Olari after going through hardships and obstacles." Not staying any longer, Li Yiming jumped from the tree, and his vigorous skills were not what he should have at this age. In his previous life, Li Yiming probably wouldn't have been able to get up and down the tree so easily, but after figuring out what world he came to, he practiced purposefully while being surprised. Daily basic exercise is not for nothing, at least the physical fitness has got rid of sub-health. That's right, Li Yiming is not a native resident of this world, but a traveler. He came to the world of Is It a Mistake to seek encounters in dungeons, a world that is very dangerous but also has various opportunities. Although it is only a mortal body now, if it can obtain the grace of God, it will definitely be able to obtain extraordinary power, even the legendary magic is very likely to be mastered. With this desire in mind, Li Yiming is also looking forward to Oleli more and more. The 2 kilometers passed by in a flash. As Li Yiming approached gradually, the huge city was constantly enlarged in sight. Even if you can't see the scene in the city, you can catch the shouts from inside the city just by standing outside, and the lively scene has already appeared in your mind. It's really spectacular. The construction style of the city wall itself is similar to that of the Middle Ages. It is entirely made of stone bricks. According to preliminary estimates, it is at least tens of meters high. Standing below it, you can completely feel your own insignificance. But it is this majestic building that makes people yearn even more. Outside the city gate, there was a long queue of people waiting for inspection. Some are riding in carriages, some are pulling goods, dressed as businessmen, some are farmers with hoes in their hands and various green vegetables on their shoulders, and some are wearing cloaks with sophisticated weapons on their waists, warriors. In addition, there are many sub-races also mixed in the team. A dwarf with a short stature of about 1 meter, an orc with hair all over his body, and an elf with fair skin and a beautiful appearance with a pair of pointed ears. These races that only appear in fantasy stories are now completely standing in front of Li Yiming's eyes. This kind of freshness is really the first time. Waiting patiently, the team entering the city circulated quickly. After a while, Li Yiming came to the gate. The warrior in charge of guarding the gate briefly checked his belongings, questioned him casually, and after confirming that there was no problem, he sent him to the gate. His name was registered, and then he was released directly. During the whole process, the soldier did not show any expression. For them, a large number of human beings from all corners of the world would enter Orario every day, wanting to become heroes. This situation has long been used to it, and it cannot cause the slightest disturbance. It's a pity that there are very few people who can succeed, and most of them died in the dungeon. Big waves wash the sand. If you don't have the ability and potential to match your ambition, then you are doomed to not have a good ending. Not caring about the reaction of the defenders, Li Yiming simply thanked her and walked into Ollery with her simple belongings. His journey has officially begun. P.S. The new book asks for a wave of data, flower evaluation votes and so on. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 2. What kind of family do you want to join? Asking for flowers, asking for collection, asking for evaluation tickets. Orario is worthy of being the veritable center of the world. After entering through the east gate of the city, Li Yiming walked along the east street. The first thing that catches the eye is not the wide street and the bustling shops on both sides, but the giant white tower in the distance, towering high above the clouds, which makes people feel no sense of blasphemy. According to the memory in his mind, he is now on the East Avenue of Orario. This huge labyrinth city has 8 avenues called main streets. All the main streets are distributed radially from the center of the city, extending outwards from 8 different directions until they reach the huge streets surrounding the city. Up to the wall. If viewed from above, the whole Olele looks like a round cake that has been cut into 8 equal parts. All the way forward, Li Yiming's footsteps did not stop at all. Soon, he came directly to a very wide central square. The ground of the square was paved with stone bricks. Many gardens and fountains of the same style were arranged equidistantly. In the center was the Tower of Babel. The bottom of this tower has a diameter of at least 300 meters, and you can't see the side when you look up. No one knows where it leads. However, according to reliable gossip, this pillar is not only used to suppress the underground city, but also to the effect of leading to heaven. As for whether it is true or not, no one knows. At this time, many adventurers carrying various equipments walked towards the Tower of Babel in groups, as if they were going to enter the dungeon to explore. At the entrance of the Tower of Babel, there are also many adventurers with huge backpacks behind them waiting quietly, shouting from time to time, and they should be supporters from the outside. This kind of sense of sight, which is like forming a team in an online game dungeon, gave Li Yiming a faint sense of familiarity. Suppressing the restlessness in his heart, he withdrew his gaze from the direction of the Tower of Babel and began to discern the specific direction. Now is not the time to think about other things. Finally, after carefully identifying and asking passers-by, they finally found the direction of West Street. The location of the Adventurers Guild is on West Street, which is also the area with the largest number of adventurers, so it is also called Adventurers Street. Almost half of the shops related to adventurers are opened here, and other areas are as lively as they are. It simply cannot be compared. What Li Yiming has to do now is to find the Adventurers Guild and register. As a newcomer, it is undoubtedly very inefficient to find the location of the gods and visit them. The gods are merciful, but not everyone can get their favor. Therefore, in the case of unfamiliar places, it is naturally the best way to find official institutions. After advancing about 500 meters, a majestic building appeared in Li Yiming's sight. This building is located on the roadside of West Avenue, close to the Tower of Babel, facing the main street, and you can see the wide area inside from the outside. Many human beings who look like adventurers will show a touch of respect when they pass by here. Finally here, the Adventurers Guild headquarters. After confirming the target, Li Yiming stepped into the guild. After stepping through the main entrance, the front yard of the guild headquarters is in front of you. There are many majestic statues around it. Walking through the front yard, you will come to the guild headquarters hall made of pure white marble. The ground here is dominated by white and blue. The stone bricks are carved with circles of unknown meaning, but the stone bricks made of marble make the ground look very smooth. Notice boards are hung on the walls on both sides. A lot of parchment was pasted on it, and many people stopped in front of the notice board, then turned and left. The entire hall is very wide. Even if hundreds of people are crowded inside, it will not feel crowded. As one of the facades of Orario, the first impression of the Adventurers Guild is that it is worthy of respect. Li Yiming looked around and found the service windows of the Adventurers Guild staff with a clear goal. There were more than 10 service windows, and there was a young woman in professional attire in each window. Although they have different appearances and races, the only similarity is that they are beautiful. When he was thinking about whether to choose a pleasing employee as his person in charge, a window suddenly became vacant. Li Yiming didn't have much time to think about it, so he subconsciously walked to the window. "Hello, what business do you need to handle?" The clerk in the window is a human girl with pink shoulder-length short hair. She is about 18 or 9 years old. The white shirt on the upper body is matched with the sleeveless suit, which makes her look cute and capable, plus sweet. The smile makes people feel like spring breeze. The girl seemed to be very familiar with the process in front of her, and she was speaking the same lines. "Hi, I'm a human who just came to Orario today. I want to join the family to become an adventurer, but I'm not very familiar with the specific method. I heard that the Adventurers Guild has business in this area, so I would like to ask if there is anything good recommendation." "Are you new?" "I see, please wait a moment." After a moment of surprise, the girl got up and walked towards the back, rummaging through the pile of documents. About 2 minutes later, she managed to pull out a thick book from it, and then walked out of the window, hanging a notice board to suspend business in front of the window. "Sir, please come with me. The introduction is a bit complicated, so let's sit on the sofa over there and chat slowly. By the way, I will also introduce you to the specific situation of the family. I would like to ask, your schedule, is it convenient to go up?" "I have time. I just came to Olalai, and I don't have any other arrangements." Li Yiming responded quickly. "That's really great. Let me introduce myself. My name is Miss Haflot. I will probably be your adventurer consultant in the future. I hope we can get along well." Saying that, Miss Ha stretched out his right hand, with a brilliant smile on his face. "Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 3 Become a Blacksmith. He Faith Tas family, asking for flowers, collections, and evaluation tickets. Sitting on the sofa in the lobby, the two introduced themselves briefly. Only then did Li Yiming think about who this Miss Ha is. If I remember correctly, the character who appeared in the original book, although not a lot of roles, is still not a big or small character. Although his advisor is not a beautiful elf girl, a beautiful human girl is not bad. Then, Mr. Li Yiming, before I introduce the basic situation of the family, I would like to ask, which type of family do you prefer to join? Commercial, craftsman, agricultural, and the most mainstream exploration. Are there still so many types of family members? Li Yiming was a little surprised. Although he knew that Olalai had many families, he didn't expect there to be such a detailed division. There were too many choices. Of course, Olalai is a city full of opportunities. Although the gods came from the heavens and established their own families, they basically operate according to their own interests. For example, those who are good at brewing divine wine god, the business of the family members is more inclined to make and sell fine wine, and the family members under their command are also better at making wine. Therefore, choosing the right family members is also a very profound knowledge for newcomer adventurers. After all, when you join the family members and obtain the blessings bestowed by the gods, it is usually difficult to change them, so at the very beginning the choice of time is very important. However, in Orario, the exploration family still occupies the vast majority. Generally speaking, the exploration family refers to the magic stones or materials dropped by killing monsters in the dungeon through adventures in the dungeon. A type of family that comes to earn money, this type of family is the mainstream of Orario. But correspondingly, because of the need to frequently enter the dungeon, the exploring family often encounters various dangers and is the most powerful. After explaining the basic situation, Mi Xia looked at Li Yiming. She didn't rush, but left the time for the latter to think about it slowly. As a qualified rookie adventurer leader, these are all necessary. Miss Misha, I would like to ask a question. Besides adventurers who explore family members, will other types of family members enter the dungeon? Of course, although the main business of other types of family members is not to explore the dungeon, they will sometimes go to the dungeon to explore, maybe to obtain materials, or to improve their own level, but no matter what, adventurers of all family members, they will all enter the underground city. But don't worry, Mr. Li Yiming. Other types of family members don't often enter the dungeon, and they are led by high-level adventurers every time they go, so there is not much danger. It seemed that Li Yiming was worried about his own safety, so he hurriedly explained. The hasty tone also let Li Yiming know that the girl in front of him seemed to have misunderstood something, but he didn't explain it. He is not the kind of face-saving person, and this situation will only become more chaotic with more explanations. With that time, it is better to think carefully about how to choose. The favors bestowed by the gods are all the same, and they are all just a promotional effect. Whether they can become stronger depends on whether the subordinates work hard and desire to become stronger. Therefore, when choosing a family, the character of the god and the atmosphere of the family are particularly important. After all, the gods in this world are all happy people, not much different from human beings, but sometimes their behavior is worse than human beings. The two most powerful exploration families are the Loki family and the Freya family. The two families have terrifying resources and powerful adventurers, but the entry requirements are very high. Many adventurers have been cultivated since childhood. If you don't have enough talent, don't be wishful thinking. As for getting Freya to look at his own soul. Li Yiming just smiled and said nothing. Not to mention pure white and flawless, his soul is almost yellow and black. He doesn't think he is a guy with the quality of a holy mother, so forget it. Then there seems to be not many families with a slightly better personality and a slightly stronger god. In fact, Li Yiming is quite reluctant to part with the blue ribbon. However, so far he hasn't found his golden finger yet. He doesn't have the confidence to survive in the Hestia family, and his horoscope is probably not that hard yet. The companions around the protagonist, those who are not hard-working, have all died. In the early stage, it would be better to stick to it, and the family members who are too involved in things should forget it. So, it seems that there are not many choices, and if some gods with bad personalities and strange hobbies are excluded, then the choices will be even rarer. After much deliberation, it seems that there is only one family member who is a little more reliable. Goodbye, my lovely blue ribbon. I've thought it over, Miss Misha, I choose the artisan family. Although he is very reluctant to part with the blue ribbon, Li Yiming will never make fun of his own life. If he had a golden finger, he might choose the top iron and become an European school in anger, but it is a pity that at least so far, he has not discovered that he has a golden finger. That being the case, we can only reluctantly give up the high-quality option of the Hestia familia. A craftsman family. Let me look for it. After hearing Li Yiming's response, Xia didn't feel the slightest surprise, and started rummaging through the book he took out. I found it. Recently, a family member entrusted the information of recruiting family members to the Adventurers Guild, and the word of mouth is also good. It should meet your requirements, Mr. Li Yiming. Which family is it? Li Yiming asked curiously. Misha directly turned over the book in his hand, revealing the contents on it. It's the Faith family of Faith. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 4 He Faith, the blacksmith shop, wants to use me for performance. Asking for flowers, asking for collection, asking for evaluation tickets. The Adventurers Guild is an organization controlled by the great god Uranus. The guild is responsible for managing all adventurers, and at the same time guides new adventurers and provides relevant information. It can be regarded as the maintainer of order in the labyrinth city Orario. But in many cases, the Adventurers Guild also accepts other businesses. For example, some family members are entrusted to seek talents, and occasionally they are linked to the Adventurers Guild, and then the guild staff recommends candidates to the family members, but whether they can join them depends on the thoughts of the head god or the manager of the family members. This method undoubtedly increases the possibility of new adventurers joining the family. What Li Yiming didn't expect was that the Faith family of He Faith, which is considered to be the family of Orario, who is close to the upper class, would actually send out recruiting commissions in the Adventurers Guild. But for whatever reason, the current situation happened to be cheap for him. Since the He Faith family is recruiting, and no matter from which point of view, this family is very suitable for Li Yiming's requirements, so there is no reason to hesitate. What should be considered now is how to successfully join in. As one of the few large families, the Faith family must have very strict requirements. Even if you entrust the Adventurers Guild to recruit people, not everyone can succeed. So, be prepared. Thank you, Miss Misha, I have made up my mind. I will go to the Faith family to try it out. If I am really lucky enough to join it, I will definitely come back and thank you. You don't need to be so polite, Mr. Li Yiming, please do your best. For Li Yiming's thanks, Xia seemed a little excited, but still waved his hand. If you are unlucky to lose the election, remember to come back to me, I will recommend you other suitable family members. Don't worry, since you have chosen me, then I will be responsible to you to the end. Well, see you later. After thanking again, Li Yiming didn't hesitate any longer, and after getting the address of He Faith's family, he turned and left in a hurry. Xia waved his hands reluctantly, watching the boy's figure leave. I don't know why, but she has a good impression of this handsome young man. This is a rare situation, even if it is a handsome adventurer she has met before, she can't arouse the throbbing from her heart. However, such a person is destined to have no chance with an ordinary guild employee like her, and she is already very lucky to be the adventurer advisor of the other party. It would be great if she could often visit her window. Stop thinking about it, Misha, work hard. Patting himself on the cheek, Misha quickly recovered from the strange state, and finally glanced in the direction Li Yiming left, then turned around and re-entered the guild hall. The He-Faith family is not far from the Tower of Babel, and it is also located on West Street. As the goddess of forging, the He-Faith family can be said to be one of the richest families in Orario, so naturally they will not establish their residences in places where there are few people. According to the map given by Miss He, Li Yiming soon arrived at the destination. Finally reached. Slightly raised his head, looking at the plaque hanging above his head. The Phi Alpha Iota Sigma Tau Omicron, written out of the sacred text, symbolizes the name of faith, but Li Yiming always feels that this so-called sacred text is not completely similar to the ancient Greek in the previous life, but it is almost a dime same. Through the glass, all kinds of equipment placed on the exhibition shelves shone with dim light. Although Li Yiming didn't know the quality of the equipment, but at first glance, he knew that the weapons and equipment in front of him were not extraordinary, nor could he afford them. Come on, Li Yiming, if you can join the Faith's family, you will be successfully taken care of by a rich woman, and you don't have to worry about the equipment for new adventurers. Seize this opportunity. Standing at the door, he continued to do mental construction for himself. After a while, Li Yiming took a deep breath and stepped into the blacksmith shop. "Hello sir, what can I do for you?" Li Yiming had just stepped into the blacksmith's shop when the Kanban lady in the shop greeted him immediately, with a professional smile on her face and a gentle question. "I'm sorry, I'm not here to buy things." Li Yiming looked at the beautiful young lady in front of him, and tried to keep calm. "I'm a foreigner who just came from Olele." The consultant of the Adventurers Guild said, "Hey, the Faith family is hiring, so I wanted to give it a try." Are you a newcomer?" Miss Kanban was slightly taken aback, and her expression instantly became a little disappointed. It was a rare opportunity to increase her performance, but it turned out that the other party did not come to buy equipment. It was really disappointing, but her good professional ethics quickly restored her smile. "Please wait a moment, I will inform other people to come and test you." "Sorry to bother you." It went smoother than expected, which made Li Yiming heave a sigh of relief. "As long as you don't get rejected, it's fine, then let's wait quietly, but I don't know whether it is the test by the head of the He-Faith family, or the goddess He-Faith came in person. I hope the requirements are not too high, otherwise, I am still only a human being, but I have no confidence that I will be able to pass the so-called test." Tap. Just when Li Yiming was thinking slightly, a sound of footsteps sounded from the inner room of the shop. "Liz, are you sure someone wants to join our family? I still have a very important weapon that needs to be forged." Hear his voice before seeing him. "Of course not, Captain, people are waiting outside, you should hurry over there." "Understood, if there is anything to urge, I'll go right away." The curtain to the inner room was lifted, and the Kanban lady who had left before reappeared, followed by another figure, who appeared in Li Yiming's sight at the same time. The latter's gaze swept over subconsciously, and the only remaining right eye was full of scrutiny. "Are you the newcomer who wants to join the family? Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 5. Please call me an honest and reliable little man. Asking for flowers, asking for collection, asking for evaluation tickets. Are you the newcomer who wants to join the family? With long black hair, red pupils, and slightly raised hair that is very conspicuous, coupled with that tall figure, he is walking towards him with light steps, and Che Huating in front of him trembles slightly as he moves. It seemed that she had just come out of the forging room. The woman was covered in sweat all over her body, and her upper body was only covered with a chest cloth. This kind of presumptuous image made Li Yiming not know what to say for a moment. It also started to get out of control. For a good-blooded boy, the scene in front of him was indeed extremely shocking. "Boy, where are your eyes looking?" The woman walked in front of Li Yiming, and when she noticed the obvious deviation of the other's line of sight, the corners of her mouth could not help but slightly raised, and she put her head up, as a newcomer, so it's rude to keep staring at girls, don't you know? Sorry, I'm sorry. Li Yiming, who came back to his senses, hastily raised his gaze, with an embarrassing expression on his face. When he was discovered while peeking, it would be more embarrassing than this situation. Maybe his first impression in the other party's heart has been greatly reduced. But even so, you still have to work hard for it. I'm meeting you for the first time. You are the leader of the Her Faith family, Miss Cobranda. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Li Yiming. I'm a foreigner who just came to Olele. I want to join Harold. The Faith Toss family. Please allow me, Miss Cobranda. Leaning slightly, Li Yiming's tone was neither humble nor overbearing. Tsubaki, who originally thought the other party was just a pervert, looked surprised, with a hint of interest in his eyes, smiled and waved his hand. You don't need to be so formal, just call me Tsubaki. I heard Liz mentioned it, come in with me. Yes, excuse me. Following Tsubaki, the two entered the inner room together, a room specially used for receiving foreign guests. Sit down. Chun came to the main table and sat down, looked at Li Yiming again, and then continued, everyone in the Adventurers Guild should have told you about Olele's current situation, right? Because of what happened last year, many families have suffered heavy losses, even our Faith family is no exception. Many families have even withdrawn from Orario. If it were not for the shortage of manpower, we would not be recruiting at this time. Most of the backbone of the family members are busy improving their abilities and have no time to train newcomers. In fact, we also wanted to recruit some adventurers with a little bit of characteristics, but none of them were recruited. Now you, a newcomer, came to the door on your own initiative. It's really unexpected. For it. Hearing Chun's words, Li Yiming was slightly taken aback. Miss Ha did not mention this matter to him, and he just came to Olele, so he didn't have time to understand the specific situation. Who knows so many inside stories? Now he also knows why the He Faith family recruits people. Sure enough, looking at you like this, you don't know at all. It's really difficult. Tsubaki, who had been paying attention to the changes in Li Yiming's expression, scratched her head distressedly. Then what are your strengths? What kind of skills have you mastered, such as forging, or special magic? Not at all. Li Yiming smiled awkwardly again, feeling a little embarrassed himself. Sure enough, after hearing the response, Tsubaki's expression became very strange, and the words in his heart blurted out in an instant. Then how did you have the confidence to come here for an interview? Although our Faith family is not the strongest, but it's also the top group, didn't your person in charge tell you? Of course I said it, but can't people have a little dream? Madaku, newcomers who don't know anything are the most troublesome, so the last question, why did you choose to join the He Faith family? When this question was raised, Tsubaki's expression also became very serious. As the head of the group, he is also responsible for the recruitment of the family members. Naturally, he is unwilling to let some bad-tempered guys into the team. You can have some minor shortcomings, but you must not be in a bad mood. Perhaps some gods like this kind of child and treat the others' various behaviors as fun, but this method will never work with the Faith family. Therefore, every adventurer who joins the family, Tsubaki will ask him this question. Even if he doesn't have the ability to tell whether someone is lying or not, Tsubaki, who has been through a lot of hard work, has a pair of sharp eyes, and the accuracy rate is about 90%. Is there a reason for wanting to join the familia? After a little hesitation, Li Yiming's eyes were firm and he did not dodge at all. The Faith's family is strong enough and has sufficient resources. The God of Faith's character is also very easygoing, and there are no rumors of internal struggles among the family. Great for newcomers. In addition, I also want to learn forging. For adventurers, equipment and weapons are very important, so if possible, I want to solve the future equipment problems by myself. I can't guarantee that I can do anything for the family, but I will definitely not do anything that endangers the family. It was Tsubaki's turn now. She had never seen such a formal response. The boy in front of her was really different. Although your honest answer surprised me a little, but it's barely qualified. Come with me to see Lord Shangshen. If she agrees, then you are a member of He Faith's family. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 6 God's Grace, activate the simulator, asking for flowers, asking for collection, asking for evaluation tickets. I agreed. In the room, Goddess He Faith responded with a smile, which was beyond Li Yiming's expectation. On the other hand, Tsubaki's expression remained normal, as if he already knew the outcome. Your name is Li Yiming, right? In fact, there is nothing surprising. The losses of all the families are huge. Our faith family also needs fresh blood. Compared with other gods, I value eyes more than abilities. So I agreed with you to join. Do you have any questions? No, thank you, Lord God. Li Yiming shook his head hastily, looking at Faith Hitos with slightly uneasy eyes. Only when you see the real God, you will know what you are facing. A faint aura emanates from Faith Toss. It seems that if you stare at it for too long, you will get lost in this among the unique temperament. This is probably the divinity unique to gods, and it is also the reason why ordinary people can recognize gods at a glance. Almost all the beautiful words can be used to describe the He Faith in front of him. Even though he had been mentally prepared, Li Yiming still lost his composure a little. The gods seem to be more noble than he imagined, even though they have sealed their divine power. Since there is no problem, come here and lie down. Faith Toss looked at Li Yiming, who was staring blankly at her, smiled lightly, and didn't care too much, but patted the bed beside her. Huh. Oh, yes. Li Yiming's heart was beating rapidly when he came back to his senses, and his ears felt a little hot, just like his reaction when he was caught by a teacher on the spot when he was a child and faced with a lot of eyes. This slightly cute reaction also made Goddess Hitos couldn't help laughing again. In order to prevent her behavior from causing too much pressure on the newly joined children, the goddess could only try her best to endure, and then shifted her gaze to the silent Tsubaki. Tsubaki, why are you still standing here? It doesn't matter, Lord Shangshen, it's just a favor for newcomers, and there won't be any overly important skills and magic, so don't drive me away. Besides, I'm still waiting for you to take him with you after the characterization is over. Give me a hand. Really, as the leader, can you lead by example? For Tsubaki's rogue behavior, Goddess Faith is very troubled. Obviously every adventurer's gift information is very important, and it must not be leaked to anyone other than the main god of the family, but she actually did something that made her, the main god, so embarrassing. That doesn't work. Hurry up and go out for me, go to the door and wait. Understood, I'm going out now. Hearing Faith's serious tone, Tsubaki could only choose to obey. With the door closed, only Li Yiming and He Faith were left in the room. Okay, Li Yujun, get down quickly. After chasing Tsubaki away, He Faith sat down on the edge of the soft couch covered with quilts while talking, and patted the place beside her. Li Yiming knew that the gods were going to perform a favor-giving ceremony for him. Master Shangshen, actually my surname is Li, and Yiming is my first name. You can just call me Yiming. That's right, it's really a unique name. Then I'll call you Yiming from now on. Get down quickly, I'm going to give you a favor. Taking a deep breath, Li Yiming suppressed the excitement in his heart, nodded, then took off his shirt, and lay down on the soft mattress. I'm going to start. After finishing the words, he Faith skillfully cut his finger and dripped the divine blood. The cold feeling came over in an instant, and before Li Yiming could feel it carefully, a blazing flame appeared on his back, and a hammer appeared on it, which was the symbol of He Faith's family. Afterwards, dense sacred writing climbed up Li Yiming's back. Li Yiming felt something in his body was suddenly opened. Ding, an unknown energy source has been detected, the traversal simulator system is officially activated, and it is being activated. At this moment, a prompt sound suddenly appeared in Li Yiming's mind, which shocked him like a divine enlightenment, and he was stunned. So he also has a system. The traversal simulator system has been successfully activated. The functions are as follows. Please explore the master by yourself. After the voice fell, the mechanical notification sound of the system disappeared, and a white screen appeared in front of him, which undoubtedly shocked Li Yiming. But after confirming that He Faith couldn't see, she immediately breathed a sigh of relief in her heart. However, now is not the time to study the system. With a thought, the white screen in front of him disappeared in an instant. Li Yiming suppressed the excitement in his heart, tried to regain his calm, and waited for the gift ceremony to end. It's over, let's put on your clothes, but what I didn't expect was that Yiming, you still have a skill. It seems that I really found a treasure. Faith picked up the paper from the side, and engraved the ability value of rewarding 1 on it, then patted the latter's relatively strong back, and handed the paper over. It's just that your skills seem a little strange. Yes. Li Yiming was a little puzzled. After thanking him, he still reached out and took the paper with his ability value engraved on it, and looked at it. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 7 The Almighty Man, Newcomer Support of the Families, Asking for Flowers, Collections and Evaluation Tickets. Li Yiming. LV.1. Strength, I0 Durability, I0 Dexterity, I0 Dexterity, I0 Magic, I0 Magic. Skill. Almighty Man. Sometimes can get unexpected improvement. Is this your initial panel? It's not much different than imagined. There is only one magic grid, which is pretty good, but this skill is a little surprising. If I guessed correctly, it is probably due to the fact that I have just passed through the simulation system not long ago. The gift of God cannot effectively capture the existence of the system, but it manifests itself in another way. In any case, this skill can be regarded as timely rain, which can perfectly explain Li Yiming's future improvement speed. Is divided into 3 items in total, which are basic ability, magic, and skill. Among them, the basic ability can be subdivided into 5 sub-items: strength, durability, dexterity, agility, and magic power, which correspond to several physical abilities of the adventurer in a very simple and easy to understand manner. Each of the 5 items has its own proficiency. The proficiency is divided into 10 levels. It is represented by letters, such as I, H, G, A, S, etc. Each level corresponds to its own value. For example, I corresponds to 0.99, H corresponds to 101.99, and so on. The most advanced S corresponds to 909.99. Generally speaking, the experience points obtained after actual combat or training will become the food for increasing proficiency. The more frequently you exercise in an item, the more proficiency of this item will be improved. This is probably the case, but very few people can increase their proficiency to the limit. Most adventurers can be promoted when they reach D level. Then Yiming, you will be a member of the Faith family from now on. Our family does not have too many rules, but there is one thing that is necessary, that is, fighting is absolutely not allowed among the family. If there is any dissatisfaction, you can come to me at any time, as long as you have reason. As the main god of the family, I will make decisions for you. Seeing Faith's serious expression, Li Yiming nodded immediately. I understand, Lord Shangshen. Please rest assured, I will always keep your teachings in mind. Well, that's good. I can see that you are a mature child, so get along well with everyone in the future. Seeing that Li Yiming was not lying, Faith was even more satisfied with the child in front of him. You go down first, let Liz take you to the residence, and you will live here from now on, and let Liz help you choose a set of basic equipment, which every newcomer adventurer will have. However, if you want to obtain more powerful equipment in the future, then you can only rely on your own efforts. Although the family members do not lack equipment, they must not be given for free. Do you understand what I mean? I know, Lord Shangshen, I will not be a rice bug that gets something for nothing. That's good, let's go rest first. Yes, then I'll go first. After bowing slightly to Faith, Li Yiming turned and left the room. Naturally he did not forget to close the door before parting. Faith waited inside alone, and after a while, the door was pushed open again, and Sabeki, who had left earlier, returned to the room. My lord, how do you feel? Not bad, he is indeed a good boy, and he is not lying, he has great potential. Chun, I will leave Yiming to you to train, maybe he may surpass you in the future. Chun was a little surprised to hear such a high evaluation from her own goddess, but she is not a jealous person, and it would be great if a newcomer with great potential joins. If the other party can grow quickly and share the pressure for herself, she will have more time to spend on forging. Leave it to me, Lord Shangshen, I will train that kid well, but before that, you should honestly give me a hand for a while before talking about it. It's good for you to have a sense of proportion, but don't waste the baby. No, then I will go down first. Li Yiming is not clear about the dialogue between her Faith and Sabeki. At this time, he had been led by the Kanban lady Liz to an empty room in the backyard of the blacksmith shop. The girl left politely, and he was the only one left in the room. After making sure there was nothing else to do, Li Yiming took a deep breath, and with a thought, he exhaled the white screen of the system. Traverse Simulator. The host can perform 3 traversal simulations, and each time will randomly obtain 5 talents, and the host can choose 3 of them for simulation. After the simulation, the host must survive for at least 2 years before being rewarded, and corresponding rewards can be obtained according to different evaluations. When the evaluation of the host's simulation reaches S, you can choose whether to simulate a real person. If the evaluation of the real person simulation reaches S, you can completely solidify the simulated world, and you can enter and exit freely, but there is only one chance for a real person to simulate. Damage will be applied to the host, including death. This system seems a bit powerful. After reading the system functions, Li Yiming's eyes lit up. You can get rewards through simulation without any effort by yourself, and there is no danger to your life. It is in line with his concept of holding on from the beginning to the end. That is to say, it is similar to the standalone game in the previous life. You can continue to open the file and explore the routine, so as to get the biggest reward. This kind of safe and fully automatic system really suits your taste. As a prudent human being, safety comes first. I like this system. You can become stronger by lying flat. It's really good. A smile bloomed on Li Yiming's face. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 8 The First Simulation, Coming to the Bliss Cult of the World, Meeting Tong Mo by chance, Asking for flowers, asking for collections, asking for evaluation tickets. Well, it just so happens that there is nothing wrong now, so let's try it out first. After gearing up for a while, Li Yiming said silently in his heart, "System, carry out the first time-traveling simulation." Ding, received the command from the host, the traversal simulation has officially started, and the world is being randomly selected, and the extraction is in progress. The mechanical sound of the system sounded again. Then, a circular turntable appeared in front of Li Yiming's eyes, and it started to rotate immediately. He didn't know what kind of world was on it. Not long after, the turntable finally stopped. Ding, the world was successfully extracted, and it was finally confirmed as Blade of Demon Slayer. 5 talents have been randomly obtained, please select 3 of them as your initial talents. Eloquent and Eloquent, green. Your language ability will be enhanced, your ability to communicate with people will improve, and to a certain extent, increase the persuasiveness of your words. Power is not small, blue. Your strength is far beyond ordinary people. Thin blood, blue. Your blood is more attractive, and has a great attraction to ghosts. Talent and Intelligence, green. You are gifted, and your learning ability is stronger than ordinary people. Blacksmithing Master, purple. You are very talented in blacksmithing, and you can easily surpass the efforts of others for more than 10 years. Talent levels are divided into white, green, blue, purple, orange, and gold from low to high. Please carefully choose the talent that best suits you. After you start the time travel simulation, the longer you survive, the more events you experience, and the more life you change, the higher the evaluation at the end of the simulation, and the richer the rewards will be. Reminder again, you can only get rewards by surviving for at least 2 years, please work hard to survive. It's such a random world draw. It feels like it's not a draw anymore, it's a default decision. But these few talents are not bad, and there's even a purple one. It seems that I'm also the Emperor of Europe. First, he complained about the system, and then Li Yiming nodded in understanding. You can only choose 2 of the 5 talents, so the talent that can maximize the benefits is naturally the first choice. There is almost no hesitation, and you directly choose the Blacksmith, purple, the Talent and Intelligence, green, and the Strength, blue. The remaining 2 are either useless, or a debuff, and there is no other choice. Then, the system, start the traversal simulation. As Li Yiming's voice fell, the font on the virtual screen also changed. Talent selection is complete, time travel simulation begins. On the first day, you traveled to the Temple of the Bliss sect of the world, and happened to meet Shangxian Tu Tongmo, who was sitting in the yard basking in the moonlight, and he discovered you. You are terrified, you turn around and want to escape, but you are stopped by Tong Mo. Tong Mo was very surprised that you, a human being, appeared in front of him out of thin air. He thought it was Naruto who did it, so he stopped you and planned to take you to Infinite City for questioning. Fortunately, Tong Mo likes to eat women more than men, so you can survive. Li Yiming didn't know what to say when he saw this. This dog system actually threw itself in front of Tong Mo. It's just a ball, he is just an ordinary person, how could he be the opponent of Shangxian Er? Even if he has the so-called great talent for strength, it is impossible for him to escape under Tong Mo's hands. Looking at it like this, it seems that he is going to be taken directly to meet Boss Scrap, so what the hell, the first simulation will directly meet the final boss, and Boss Scrap will directly turn himself into a ghost on a whim, and then read the memory. Wouldn't the secrets from other worlds be directly exposed? It seems that every time I travel through the simulation, the start is the same. Doesn't that mean that every time I travel through the simulation, I will meet Tong Mo, and ordinary people will directly encounter Shangxian Er, he. Tired, destroy it directly. Thinking of this kind of FG start, Li Yiming was so angry that he wanted to scold his mother. Has there been a worse experience than this? It seems that there are indeed, such as being thrown directly into Infinity City and appearing in front of Oni Wutsuji. It should be more terrifying than this. If you think about it this way, it is a little bit acceptable. It's okay, if it doesn't work this time, next time, it's fine to change the talent. I don't believe that I can't find a talent that can save the day. It's just a child's grind, no big deal. Forcibly cheering himself up, Li Yiming finally cheered up. Attention fell on the virtual screen again, and the time travel simulation continued. You who were caught by Tong Mo have been imprisoned in the bliss cult of eternal bliss, but your freedom has not been restricted, but you are not allowed to leave the courtyard. Tong Mo plans to take you to Infinite City the next time you are summoned. During this period, Tong Mo has been trying to get your secret from you, but has been unsuccessful. Finally, one day when Tong Mo was out looking for prey, he happened to meet Hannah Butterfly Connie of the Ghost Slayer squad on the way, and the battle between the two almost shook the whole town. Although you don't know what happened, but Tong Mo is not here, you realize that your chance has come. You successfully avoided all the believers of the Bliss sect, escaped from the town before dawn, and met Butterfly Ninja who rushed to support you on the road. You stopped her and explained your identity. At the same time, you mentioned that you knew the specific location of the Bliss sect and the specific information about Tong Mo. After a moment of hesitation, Dai Dai finally took you with her. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 9, Join the Ghost Killing Team and learn from Purgatory Xing Shaora. Butterfly Shinobi intends to take you to support her sister, but you think of Tong Mo's horror, and you want to back down, but your smell has been remembered, and running away alone will only lead to death. In desperation, you finally chose to follow Butterfly Ninja for protection. When you and Butterfly Shinobi arrived at the battle scene, you were shocked by the broken ruins. It seemed that because the sun was about to rise, Tong Mo left, leaving only Butterfly Connie who was seriously injured. Follow-up members of the ghost killing team came one after another and took over the scene. Butterfly Shinobi threw you down and stayed by her sister's side all the time. You didn't tell Tong Mo's hiding place on the spot. You know very well that these people in front of Tong Mo are just cannon fodder. Even if they go to the Bliss cult, they can't take revenge. At most, they will add a few more corpses. In the end, Butterfly Connie, who was seriously injured, could not be rescued. Is it still dead? Li Yiming murmured softly, if it were a little more realistic, the self in the simulation process was only able to escape because of Butterfly Ginny. Now that the savior died in front of his eyes, his mood was a little complicated. However, the timeline can be determined now. It was 4 years before Komato Tanjiro was killed by Anime Tsujimura, so as long as he can escape from Tong Mo's hands, and then contact the demon killing team, he can learn the breathing method, and then according to the intelligence advantage kills the evil spirits and improves the evaluation of the simulation. After a brief daze, Li Yiming also began to analyze his own advantages. Although it is not an ideal thing to be thrown into the eternal bliss cult, it seems that there is no solution now. Thinking of this, Li Yiming couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. System, continue the simulation. Li Yiming let the system continue to simulate downwards. Because of the death of Butterfly Connie, Dai Dai endured the extreme grief, and her whole personality changed drastically. She planned to place you in a small town not too far from the base of the ghost killing squad, but you refused. In order to join the Demon Slayer squad, you exchanged information about some of the evil spirits, successfully entered the Demon Slayer squad's resident, and the current Demon Slayer squad leader Yashiki Yoya, and explained the purpose of your visit. You applied to join the ghost killing team, and told a lot of information about evil ghosts. All the pillars of the ghost killing team were shocked, but because you couldn't prove your origin, most pillars didn't trust you, and even thought you were a spy sent by Ghost Mitsuji, and they discussed that it would be better to kill you. Fortunately, Yubayashiki Yaze resisted all opinions and believed that as long as the evil spirits can be eliminated, all forces can be united. As for the origin, it is not that important. So, you have successfully joined the ghost-killing squad? Seeing this, Li Yiming breathed a sigh of relief. As expected of Yubayashiki, a man with great personality and charm, fortunately he successfully joined the Demon Slayer squad. If I really disagree, then I have no place to learn breathing techniques. Li Yiming couldn't help but secretly rejoiced in his heart. When he saw that the pillars opposed his joining and discussed killing him, he began to regret why he didn't choose to be eloquent. That talent is simply a sharp weapon at this time. Fortunately, the ghost-killing team pillar his behavior style is relatively rough, but he is still very obedient. Yubayashiki is worthy of being a man who can be the protagonist, and he can see that he is extraordinary at a glance. However, the next words on the virtual screen made Li Yiming realize that he was too happy. You successfully joined the ghost-killing squad and were assigned to Butterfly House. Although Yubayashiki said that you can learn breathing techniques from any zoo, but due to unknown reasons, even if you become a member of the Demon Slayer team, there is no one other than Butterfly Shinobu. Zoo is willing to teach you. The breath of flowers and breath of insects in Butterfly House are more suitable for women. You can't learn them at all, and you can't comprehend your own breathing method from them. 1 year has passed, you have been staying in the Butterfly House, and you have not made any progress except for your physical fitness. Your efforts were noticed by Butterfly Ninja and reported to Yubayashiki in time. The news about the evil spirits has been confirmed one by one. Among them, the last member of Nation Spider Mountain, Lei, was beheaded, and Oni Wutsuji was furious. You have also gained the approval of the other members of the demon-slaying team. You finally have a candidate who is willing to teach you the breathing method. After thinking about it, you chose the purgatory scene Xiaolang, who is ranked as a but has not yet succeeded Yanzu. Young Purgatory Xing Shulang was very surprised that you chose him as a master, but he was so enthusiastic that he agreed to accept you as a disciple and began to teach you the breath of flame. Because of your talent and intelligence, Green, you seem to be very talented in the breath of flames. Purgatory Xing Julan is very satisfied with you. After his careful teaching, you have successfully learned the first 5 types of the breath of flames, but the profound meaning Purgatory has not been able to grasp. But even so, your strength has increased greatly and you have successfully passed the final selection. Have you finally come into contact with the breathing method? It's really not easy. Seeing that he had learned the breath of flame, Li Yiming was immediately moved. Although he only learned the first 5 types of breath of fire for the time being, it was already pretty good no matter what. After all, the breath of flame is the closest to the breath of the sun, and it is not so easy to learn. If it continues like this, the evaluation of the simulation should be very good. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 10 You mastered the complete works, then you died. Asking for flowers, asking for collection, asking for evaluation tickets. Keep watching. The next development is also very important. The 2 years are coming soon. Naturally, you don't have to worry about the first time traversing simulation rewards. It depends on whether you can get some powerful rewards. Li Yiming's eyes flickered slightly, and at the same time he kept murmuring in his heart. So far, everything is moving in a good direction, and the self in the time-traveling simulation has also inherited his steady personality. Except for participating in the final trial, the rest of the time is spent in the resident of the ghost-killing team inside, learn breathing techniques from Purgatory Kyojuro. Even though the latter sometimes has missions, Li Yiming has never left. Apart from practicing breathing techniques, he is polishing his body and swordsmanship. Naturally powerful, coupled with his extraordinary learning ability, as long as he is given enough time, there is no problem in reaching the pillar level strength before the plot begins, and that can be regarded as having the power to protect himself. Thinking in this way, Li Yiming is looking forward to the next simulation more and more. You successfully passed the final trial and officially became a swordsman of the ghost-killing squad, but at the same time, you also completely lost your comfort and had to go out to hunt evil spirits. Fortunately, even if you haven't mastered the breathing method of the complete work, Changzhong, your strength is still not to be underestimated. Ordinary ghosts are no match for you at all, and many evil spirits died under your sword. One day when you went out to perform a mission, you encountered the last string, Lingyuzai. After a hard fight, you successfully killed him, but the sun will knife in your hand accidentally broke. You were very annoyed, thinking that you were too much while being proud, his strength is also too weak. The continuous death of the next string made Kiwitsuji very annoyed. He saw your existence through the screen left by Lingyuzai before his death. He remembered Tongmo's words in his mind, and suddenly realized your extraordinariness. Even if he ordered Yu Wozuo find you and bring you back to the Infinity City without you knowing anything about it. Because of the break of the Sun Will Knife, Forging Sword Village sent Iron Tsukaka Hotaru. Seeing that his work was destroyed, Iron Tsukasa was very angry, and chased and killed you all day for this. Just as the steel mound was about to bring the broken Sun Will Knife back to Forging Sword Village for repairs, you suddenly proposed that you want to go together to learn about forging techniques, which was opposed by the steel mound. But when he conducts an assessment on you and finds that you have an extraordinary talent in forging, even if he wants you to give up your duty as a swordsman and go to the knife forging village with him to be a blacksmith, this is still considered a murder. Ghosts contribute. Yabayashiki knew about this, but he didn't help you make a decision, but allowed you to go to the sword forging village to study while being a swordsman, and to improve your strength through special training. You followed Iron Tomb to Forging Sword Village, and while you were having special training, you learned forging by the way. In half a year, your forging skills have become very strong, and Iron Tsukasa has no way to teach you. You are completely competent for the manufacture and repair of Sun Will knives. At the same time, in terms of breathing method, you have successfully achieved the complete concentration through special training. Changzhong, and comprehended the mysteries of the breathing of flames, and personally forged a Sun Will knife for himself. In the third year, Yabayashiki sent a letter asking you to return to the ghost-killing squad. The long study time also made you more confident. After saying goodbye to everyone in Forging Sword Village, you set foot on the road to return to the ghost-killing squad. Path of. Who knows that 3 days later, you suddenly met the third of the string, Yu Wozuo, the not-so-strong fighting spirit on your body still attracted his attention, and you were the target of the mission, so the battle broke out without any doubt. You who have mastered the complete works of Changzhong are still no match for Yu Wozuo. You resisted desperately, and when you learned that it was Kiwitsuji Wu who wanted you personally, you gave up the idea of survival, burned all of yourself, and collided with Yu Wozuo. As a result, you died. This traversal simulation is over, settlement is in progress. The sudden end caught Li Yiming a little off guard. In other words, this kind of plot development made him feel a little bit annoyed. Obviously everything is fine, and his strength is steadily improving. Why did he plunge into the arms of the third brother after leaving Forging Dao village? Why did Kiwitsuji notice himself? Or was it because he had killed too many ghosts in order to sharpen his fighting skills, and there was still one under the bow, that's why he was noticed by the boss? Tisk, what a pity. It's such a pity that the sudden death after such a smooth simulation is really a pity. There is no way to know the next development of the plot. I always feel that the dog system is targeting me. But forget it, at least I have survived for more than 2 years, and there are still rewards. This death is a summary of experience. I feel that if I can do it, I have to be a little more meticulous. Not to mention, This kind of alternative plot development really smells like a popcorn movie. It is obviously a spectator mode, but it still makes Li Yiming feel excited. Not only that, but he is not without gains, at least he also knows the strength of Yu Wozuo. Even if he has mastered the complete set, Changzhong, he has no ability to fight back at all. The immortal ghost is really terrifying. You need to be more cautious in the future. Only with enough time can you become stronger. As for now, let's see what kind of evaluation and rewards you will get. P.S. Please ask for flowers, please collect, please support with evaluation votes. Thank you all readers. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 11, Breath of Flame, Traveling Simulation 2.0. Ding, the settlement is complete. Your survival time for this time travel simulation is 3 years and 2 months, and the final evaluation you have obtained is C+. You can choose one of the following 3 rewards. Blue Talent, Strong Power, an exclusive Sun Will Knife, the first 6 types of the Breath of Flame and the Mystery, the forging technology of the simulation. The appearance of the last column of text also announced the end of the first simulation and the accompanying rewards. To be able to get a C+ evaluation was beyond Li Yiming's expectation, but only one of the 3 rewards can be chosen, which is too tangled. After all, these 3 kinds of rewards are what Li Yiming wants very much. For those who have mild choice difficulties, it is really difficult to choose. Reward 1 must be discarded. Although there is a talent in it, for Li Yiming now, the improvement is not obvious, and the Sun Will Knife is not as powerful as expected. He is a member of the He Faith family. The probability of obtaining powerful weapons is definitely higher than others. The third one seems to be very suitable for the Faith family, but it is still very ordinary. Li Yiming can learn forging from the leader Chun. The increase of the 2 talents lost may be very slow, but it is not completely impossible to learn. The gain is not large, and he does not want to choose it. So, there is only one last option left. Breathing is a special power in the world of Ghost Slayer, Blade, which gives humans the possibility to fight against ghosts. Li Yiming also deeply understands its power. Now he is just a newcomer to the family, and the Breath of Flames is very helpful to him. Whether it is for entering the dungeon to explore or for learning forging, there is a very obvious increase, so it seems that there is nothing to hesitate. Immediately without hesitation, Li Yiming said silently in his heart, "System, I choose." After the words fell, Li Yiming didn't feel any changes in his body, but there was more information about the breath of inflammation in his mind, which made his heart tremble. The feeling as if he had practiced for many years made him wish he could find a place to practice now. Fortunately, he was still sensible enough to suppress the impulse in his heart. If he went out at this moment, he would definitely make the Hetos family go crazy, and it would also attract the attention of the goddess Hetos. There is no way to explain this sudden improvement without any skills just now. Therefore, wait until you enter the dungeon, and then find those monsters to test. Strike while the iron is hot, but this time maybe you can try in other directions to see if you can get unexpected gains. The first few time traversal simulations should focus on trying the ending. System, start the second simulation. Following Li Yiming's order, the white screen changed again, and a new page was generated at the same time. Ding, the talent is being refreshed. Ding, Road Idiot, white, Big Stomach King, white, Solace of Feet Oiled, white, Wealthy Family, green, Talented and Intelligent, green. Road Crazy, white. You will become indistinguishable from east to west, and there is a certain probability that you will be able to reach your destination. Big Stomach King, white. Your appetite will become very large, and the food you eat will be digested quickly. Oil the solace of your feet, white. When you find that something is wrong, you will frown slightly, and then quietly retreat behind everyone, reducing your sense of existence, and there is a certain probability that you can avert danger. Rich family, green, you will have a very considerable start-up capital. Li Yiming. Looking at the 5 randomly selected talents, Li Yiming didn't know what to say. Leaving aside the rest, that road idiot must have come to make up the numbers. Also, why is the talent provided by the second traversal simulation so rubbish? It is completely incomparable with the first time. Are you sure it's not just playing with people's mentality? Choose a wealthy family, green, put oil on the soles of your feet, white, and be talented, green. Travel simulation begins. On the first day, you traveled to the 10,000 bliss cult, and happened to be discovered by Tong Mo, who was basking in the moonlight, but you seemed to have expected it a long time ago, and you were not too surprised. Oh? Has it started to change? It's the same as I thought. Li Yiming looked at the completely different content, his eyes flickered, and the corners of his mouth were slightly raised. Each traversal simulation does not exist alone, and will change according to his thoughts, and even the previous memories can be brought in, but the physical strength is not enough. In this way, there will be more room for manipulation. Your appearance surprised Tong Mo very much. At the same time, he became interested. He captured and imprisoned you. He planned to take you there with him the next time Hiwatsuji Wu summoned him. In this regard, you acted quite calmly, without any drastic actions. This kind of behavior naturally made Tong Mo very satisfied, and he even forgot you for a while. 10 days later, Tong Mo went hunting and met Butterfly Chanahui, and the two started a big battle. You who were in the 10,000 bliss cult felt movement and acted again. The process is simpler. However, this time you did not run away, but rushed towards the center of the battle. Seeing this scene, Li Yiming's expression became extremely subtle. Although he wanted to try to see if changing the plot could increase the final evaluation, but he was too brave in the time travel simulation, so he just ran to the most dangerous place. Or do you want to save your savior in order to make up for the regret of the first simulation? Young people are too sloppy, not calm at all. P.S. Please ask for flowers, please collect, please support with evaluation votes. Thank you all readers. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 12 Tong Mo shows traditional performing arts. I am not the Dragon King. Thanks for the monthly pass of Don't Talk. No matter how much you howl, it will not help at all. You soon arrived at the center of the battlefield. At this time, the battle between Butterfly Chanahui and Tong Mo had entered a fierce stage, but in fact, it was more like Tong Mo teasing its prey. Even though Butterfly Chanahui is only 17 years old, she already possesses the strength of the column level, but Tong Mo is too strong. She is not an opponent at all. She has already suffered serious injuries, and her life is in danger. It seems that you want to change the development of the plot urgently, or you want to save the former savior. You stop the nearby members of the ghost-killing team, take a Sun-Will knife from their hands, and tease Butterfly Chanel while playing with the child Mill. Join the fight when Hui is available. Tong Mo was very surprised that you were able to use the breath method, and Butterfly Connie, who was on the side, also recognized the breath of flame, and was a little surprised. Even so, Tong Mo involuntarily used his traditional performing arts, likes to tease the enemy during the battle and let the water go. He still didn't pay much attention to you and Butterfly Chani, which also gave you a chance to survive. The sword energy of Breath of Flame has a certain scorching effect. Although it cannot create real flames, it can still dissolve the misty ice crystals in the air to a certain extent. Thanks to this, neither you nor Butterfly Connie inhaled into the body. The battle continues. Time is passing quickly, and it is approaching dawn. Tong Mo, who realized the seriousness of the problem, decided to kill the two of you completely, but under the thousands of miles of resistance from you and Butterfly Connie, Tong Mo failed and had to retreat early. You Hanawai and Butterfly were powerless to stop him, and could only watch him retreat completely. Ah, it's really saved. Looking at the development of the plot, Li Yiming himself is a little bit incompetent. He only got the breath of flames, but he has no corresponding combat experience, and he can actually save Butterfly Connie. So, it all depends on the opponent, right? At this time, Tong Mo has to release water? Sure enough, it's too difficult for Ghost Dance Tsuji Wumi, all the ghosts under his command are playing him. If all the upper strings are a little united, there will be no ghost killing team. No matter what the process is, at least the result is not bad. As for whether the final evaluation can be improved after saving Butterfly Connie, it will be clear later. Li Yiming came back to his senses, and his eyes fell on the white screen again. Tong Mo retreated, and the follow-up support of the ghost killing team also came, and Butterfly Shinobi was also in the queue. Butterfly Connie told Butterfly Shinobu what happened, and invited you to go to the Ghost Slayer squad base, but you refused. You don't plan to continue contacting the ghost killing squad, but you have your own ideas. After bidding farewell to Sister Butterfly, you took a carriage and left the scope of the Bliss cult with your wealth, and at the same time took a sun-will knife. Relying on the vague impression in your mind, after a long journey, you met Tanjiro Kamata who sells charcoal in a town. After asking, you successfully found the mountain where Tanjiro Kamata and his family lived, and found their residence. At this time, Zaemon Tanjiro had not died of illness. Because you knew the particularity of Kamata Tanjiro's sense of smell, you didn't lie, but directly explained your purpose of coming, and at the same time told about ghosts. Kamata Tanjiro believed your words and agreed to send fire god Kagura Dance teaches you. You are so grateful, so you stayed at the Zaemon family. The Zaemon family was very kind, and accepted you very happily, and did not treat you as an outsider, and you also used your funds to improve the living standards of the Zaemon family. In the second year, because the breath of flame is the closest to the original appearance of the breath of the sun, you successfully learned all the dance styles of the god of fire Kagura dance, and the breath of the sun, but your body cannot sustain it for a long time. You use this breathing style, so you start working out your body. Because of living together for a long time, Zaemon Netuze, who has just opened a love affair, is obviously attracted to you. In addition, you usually tell some fresh stories intentionally or unintentionally, which makes the girl more dependent on you. This scene fell on Zaemon Tanjiro and Zaemon in Menkoazi's eyes. The two did not choose to stop. After getting along for a long time, they know that you are a person worthy of entrustment, and if Nezuko follows you, they will not be wronged. Li Yiming. Seeing this, Li Yiming no longer lives in Bengbu. Such a serious simulation, why did it suddenly do this kind of thing? You know, there is still a long time before the original plot begins. If I remember correctly, Kamata Nezuko seems to be only. I can't continue talking anymore, and if I talk about it, people will disappear. Why did it suddenly become like this? Although it is surprising to learn the breath of the sun, the subsequent development is too strange. It is obvious that there is a Butterfly Connie who is more suitable for further development, but it turns out to be Nezuko. Could it be that, I am a dragon king in my bones? As soon as the murmur in his mouth fell, Li Yiming shook his head quickly. He quickly thought about the pictures of He-Faith and Tsubaki in his mind, and he was relieved after proving that he had no problem. Sure enough, the development of Nezuko and Nezuko was purely accidental, which is why the system is in trouble. He is a good man, so he won't become a dragon king, and things like starting 3 years have nothing to do with him. P.S. Continue to ask for collections, flowers, and evaluation votes for support. In addition, the author does not mean to look down on the He-Faith family at all, it is just playing tricks, So readers, please don't be too serious, and will never do anything that is not good for the He Faith family. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 13. Determined to invite the boss to drink wisteria tea and sunbathe. Thanks to 15767. For the monthly pass. After half a year, your physical fitness has further improved. Although it is still impossible to use the breath of the sun for a long time, it is not a problem to burst out in a short period of time, and there will be no serious sequelae, only a loss of strength. Keiiman Tanjiro's body is getting weaker and weaker, and he can't even get up from the bed. You know, it's because of his natural stripes. Even if he didn't open it, his vitality is still consumed. Also unable to continue to support it? You who know everything are silent, and there is no way to solve this problem. Before he died, Keiiman Tanjiro called you to the bedside and taught you another profound realm, that is, the power of penetrating the world. You already know the way to open it, and after being instructed, your understanding will become more and more deep, but unable to fully grasp. Finally, Keiiman Tanjiro proposed to betroth Keiiman Nezuko to you, and you couldn't refuse. During this period of getting along, you have already regarded the Keiiman family as family members. You agreed to this proposal, but proposed that you would wait until Nezuko is of age before marrying her. Keiiman Tanjiro nodded in satisfaction, and then passed away with a smile and reluctance on the corner of his mouth. Good guy, this time through the simulated self, it seems to be very smooth. Not only saved Butterfly Connie, but also got in touch with Keiiman's family. The most outrageous point is that he became Nezuko's fiancé, a proper experience of the heroine of the novel. Such a development is a little unreal. Keiiman Tanjiro is still dead, and he can't live to be 25 years old with the markings on, but he has survived until the age of 30, which is already very good. In a year or so, the boss will come. The self in the simulation should know how to run. Right. As if in response to this question, the white screen jumped again. You and the Keiiman family buried Keiiman Tanjiro together, and at the same time continued to live with the Keiiman family. In the following time, you still haven't forgotten to exercise hard, both your body and your daily breathing have improved, but you haven't been able to open the transparent world for a long time. In the third year, you feel that you have become very powerful. Even if you meet Tong Mo again, you will definitely not survive only by letting the other party release water. Even with the breath of the sun, you are confident that you can be headed inadvertently, but even so, you still don't have the confidence to defeat Kimitsuji. In order to deal with the tragedy a year later, you find Koizi Keiiman and propose to move to a town down the mountain. Although Keiiman Koizi was very puzzled and was very reluctant to leave this place, but because you are Nezuko's fiancé, I easily agreed to your suggestion. You moved to the town with the Keiiman family, combined with your own memory and vision beyond the times, you easily earned a fortune, and your life with the Keiiman family became more and more happy, but during this period, you still haven't forgotten about exercising and cultivating your uncle Komato Tanjiro. In the fourth year, your body is fully able to withstand the breath of the sun, and it seems that you are only a step away from penetrating the world, and everything is developing towards the good side. However, one night, Kiwatsuji Wumi suddenly appeared at the door of the house, making you feel creepy. It turns out that after Tong Mo was forced to retreat, he told Kiwatsuji Wumi about you. Boss Yao read Tong Mo's memory and also remembered your taste with empathy. This is why he found you by accident reason. The arrival of Mumetsuji makes you extremely dignified, and Tanjiro Komato escapes with Nezuko and others. Nezuko didn't want to run away, but was reprimanded by you. Unfortunately, it was because of this momentary delay that Kimitsuji shot directly, killing everyone including Komato Tanjiro, and you were powerless to stop it. Looking at the tragic situation at the scene, especially the dying eyes of Nezuko, you immediately burned him with anger, and at the same time felt extremely remorseful. Nezuko and the others were killed by you. You want to kill Animatsuji, avenge Nezuko and others, even if you sacrifice your own life. You broke out with all your strength, showing the breath of the sun without reservation, and asked at the same time, Wumi, what do you think of human life? This sentence evokes the memory of Oniwutsuji when engraved in his cells. He was so frightened that he almost split into 1,800 pieces and fled the scene, but then he discovered that you are not that powerful. Forcibly suppressing the fear in your heart, in order to prevent you from becoming more terrifying and threatening his life, Giwutsuji Wumi attacked you with all his strength. The gap in strength made you completely powerless to resist. In the end, under the pressure of death, you successfully crossed the critical point and comprehended the transparent world. It's a pity that it's too late, you have no strength to swing a knife, you can only watch helplessly as Kaiwutsuji's attack comes and blows your head off. You are dead. The simulation is over, the final result is being settled. The final settlement is completed, you have survived for 4 years and 1 month, and the final evaluation is a dash. You can choose one of the following rewards. Because there is no orange talent, so you can choose 5 talents, and an exclusive sun knife, breath of the sun and supporting moves, an exclusive sun knife, through the world and the combat experience of the simulation. Take the exclusive sun will knife. The rewards are very generous, but Li Yiming has no idea of being happy at all now. The result of the simulation made him feel a little empathetic, especially when he saw that Nezuko was unwilling to leave, and was finally killed by Kamaitsuji. He became even more annoyed. There is only one thought in Li Yiming's mind, and that is to pull the boss out to bask in the sun. P.S. Please collect, ask for flowers, please support by evaluation votes. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 14 Shun, Cousin, I'm coming in. Asking for flowers, asking for collection, asking for evaluation tickets. When I get an S-level evaluation and can enter the world of Demon Slayer, Blade for simulation, I will definitely let Animatsuji have a taste of wisteria flowers and the sun. Li Yiming is still brooding over Niito's death, and also hates his own weakness. Traveling through the simulation is not just as simple as cheating, it also made him realize the importance of strength. If you are not strong enough, then you can only be slaughtered. However, I always feel that the system is staring at me. Every time there is a thought of getting better, there will be a turning point to pour cold water on it. Professional people have a mentality, right? But no matter what, I really didn't expect the evaluation to reach a dash. This means that if I participate in and change more plots, the final evaluation will be appropriately improved. As for not killing a single ghost, the reason for getting such a high evaluation is probably because of the fact that I confronted an Animatsuji. Recovering from the unhappiness, Li Yiming started to review the classics. Although in the 4 years of the second simulation, he was almost always exercising, but he did not gain nothing. At least in the battle with Kaiwutsuji, he successfully cut off an arm of the opponent. Even if you haven't played it, it can be regarded as one of the few achievements. Now that the method to improve the evaluation has been determined, the next goal is clear. But for now, let's go to the classic selection difficulty first. Looking at the options on the white screen, Li Yiming seemed a little bit tangled up. This kind of choice is really too tangled, he wants them all. The most useless thing is reward 1. The 5 talents seem to be of little use for talent and intelligence. As for the others, the Big Eater can enhance digestion and absorb energy in a disguised form, thereby speeding up the strengthening of the body, but the effect of the white talent is not particularly noticeable. As for the oil on the soles of the feet, Li Yiming said that it did not appear in the simulation at all. So just rule it out? Then there are only the breath of the sun and the penetrating world. This choice is undoubtedly the most tangled. In fact, Li Yiming himself did not expect that he would be able to comprehend the penetrating world in the end. The so-called supreme domain can perfectly cover up one's fighting spirit, and can also predict the opponent's actions. This kind of ability, Li Yiming is very greedy, but the breath of the sun is also powerful. No matter which one you choose, it will be of great help to future simulations. In the future, I will still be able to learn from Komato Tanjiro, but it is very difficult to comprehend through the world. I was lucky to succeed this time, but it does not mean that I will succeed in the future. After all, breakthroughs in battles are accompanied by life and death. If you are lucky, you can break through kill, bad luck means death. It seems that there is nothing to hesitate. After analyzing concisely, Li Yiming's eyes became clear. The combat experience of penetrating the world and simulating the process can make oneself stronger in every aspect, so it is not so urgent to obtain the breath of the sun. After all, he has also learned the breath of flame, which is enough for sword skills for the time being. System, choose 3. As the voice fell, Li Yiming felt a change in his body in an instant. He has a lot of combat experience in his mind, and when he faces a battle, it becomes extremely clear when and how he will react. In addition, he can even see his own bones and the conditions inside his blood vessels, and he can make them act according to his thoughts. Whether it is to speed up the blood flow or cut off the blood flow, he can do it with ease. Seeing through the world makes Li Yiming's breathing more precise. What a miraculous power, worthy of the so-called supreme domain. It's really amazing. After a simple experience, Li Yiming closed the transparent world, and the ability like seeing through disappeared instantly, which undoubtedly made him heave a sigh of relief. At least in the future, there will be no situation where all you see are human body structure diagrams. But by the way, where is my sun will knife? Li Yiming was very puzzled after gaining all the penetrating world and combat experience, but he didn't see the sun will knife. It didn't seem like the system would deduct his rewards, so he started looking for it. Sure enough, when the line of sight fell on the white screen again, a picture like a backpack appeared. With Li Yiming's thought, the backpack bounced open, and there were indeed many grids inside, and a sun will knife with a scabbard was lying quietly inside. Snapped! The sun will knife appeared in the palm of his hand, and the familiar touch made Li Yiming's eyes brighten up. Slowly pull out the knife. The white blade that has not yet changed color is shining with dazzling light, which immediately makes people more satisfied. Even if you don't know much about swords, you can still see the quality of the sun will knife in front of you. What a nice knife! Li Yiming murmured softly. The sun will knife in his hand suddenly changed. The white blade instantly changed color, turning red at a speed visible to the naked eye, just like the color of the sun. Seeing this scene, Li Yiming was not surprised at all. Is it really red? Breath of flame really only happens like this, it's expected. Slowly put the sun will knife back into the scabbard, and Li Yiming put it back into the system backpack. The 2 consecutive changes made him a little eager to try, and the last simulation left today seems to have nothing to keep, so he might as well just use it now and forget it. However, just as Li Yiming was about to perform the 3rd simulation, the door was suddenly pushed open from the outside. Li Yiming, I'm coming in, are you all packed? P.S. There are 5 monthly tickets, and more updates will be provided tomorrow. Thank you for your support. Continue to ask for collections, flowers, and evaluation tickets. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 15. The head of the family comes to give guidance in person. Could it be that she? Boom. With a crisp sound of the door, a scene like an anime happened. The door made of wood flipped over in an instant, even directly reaching 180 degrees. In Li Yiming's sight, he even saw that the connection had been completely broken. The sudden loud noise made the corners of his mouth twitch slightly. Taking a closer look, it turned out that it was the head of the family, Tsubaki, who came, but this way of greeting is really not flattering. "Captain, my door was broken by you, how can you let me rest tonight?" "It doesn't matter. It's just a door. You can come back and fix it later." Faced with Li Yiming's almost helpless questioning, Chun didn't have the slightest sense of doing something bad, and walked away carelessly. Entering the house, "Now is not the time to deal with these things, hurry up and follow me." As he said that, Chun's right hand instantly grabbed Li Yiming. She looked very anxious. But this catch was in vain. Almost subconsciously, Li Yiming took a step back reflexively, dodging Chun's attack immediately, which undoubtedly attracted the latter's attention. "I haven't seen you for a while, why do I feel that you seem to be a different person, even I can't see through it?" Chun looked up and down Li Yiming, who was close at hand, and was surprised to find that she could only detect Li Yiming's breath faintly, which was very faint, and if she didn't feel it carefully, she would not be able to detect it at all. "You know, she is a real LV5, and she is already the strongest group of adventurers in Orario. It's too weird for a newcomer who just joined the family to be able to make himself feel this way. Could it be that the other party has some special skills?" Tsubaki, who doesn't know the specific situation, can only attribute the reason to this. Li Yiming was still very calm on the surface, but he was also very surprised in his heart. He didn't expect that his team leader was not only good at blacksmithing, but also had excellent talents as an adventurer. But as long as he doesn't admit it, it's fine. As the only existence who can know her ability value, Goddess Hetos will not take the initiative to tell others the specific situation, even if it is the head of the family. There is absolutely no doubt that the gods treat every child in the family equally. So even if some changes are seen, there is nothing to worry about. "Head, you think too much, no one can change in such a short period of time, maybe you are too tired." Not wanting to continue entangled in this topic, Li Yiming changed the subject calmly. "Let's get down to business, what's the matter with you coming to me in such a hurry, leader? If you don't tell me, I almost forgot. I'm here to take you to the Adventurers Guild to register as a new adventurer. By the way, I will teach you what newcomers need to know to conquer the dungeon, and then I will take you into the dungeon to see the world. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but not everyone can let me teach it personally, be lucky." Chun patted Li Yiming's generous shoulder, making an expression that you made a lot of money. "Commander, are you going out in person?" This time it was Li Yiming's turn to be a little surprised. He really didn't expect that he would be treated like this. "What, don't you have any dissatisfaction with me?" Chun's face showed a faint smile, but when it fell into Li Yiming's eyes, it always felt very scary. He quickly shook his head and responded hastily, "Of course not. It is my honor to be led by the head of the group. It's just that I heard you said that the family members were short of manpower. I thought there would be no seniors to teach me. It was indeed like this at first, but who made you suit my appetite? In fact, I also went into the dungeon to try out new weapons, and I just taught you along the way, so don't feel too nervous. It turned out to be like this, no wonder." Li Yiming scratched his head lightly, thinking about it carefully. After experiencing the most dangerous and dark adventure period of Oleli in the past 2 years, it is normal for the various families to be short of manpower. However, it is obviously a good thing to have experienced adventurers who can guide themselves. They can avoid a lot of trouble, and naturally there is no reason to refuse. Don't think about it, it's still early. Let's set off now and try to get back before dark. First, I will take you to register the adventurer information. After entering the dungeon, I will tell you, a rookie, What you need to know when you are in the dungeon. Notes required. Okay, but don't I need to bring anything? Naturally, Li Yiming did not refuse, and half closed the door of the room that was about to break down, and followed Chun towards the outside of the blacksmith's shop. Don't be so troublesome. I've selected the basic armor for you. As for the weapon, I selected the long knife for you. If you don't like to use a knife, you can change it when you leave. Just use a knife, thank you, leader. Li Yiming expressed his gratitude from the bottom of his heart. He was a little flattered by Chun's enthusiastic behavior, but not many newcomers could experience the personal teaching of the head of the family. Although he didn't know Chun's thoughts, he was still very grateful. At the same time, in my heart, the sense of identification with the He Faith family became more and more profound. Don't be too polite. Since you have joined the He Faith family, we will be family members in the future. For yourself and Lord Shangshen, please work hard. She is very optimistic about you. Chun didn't turn around, but the slight curve of her mouth showed that she was in a good mood. It seems like a good idea to join the He Faith family. It might be better to say that being able to join this kind of family is also a kind of luck. P.S. The monthly pass has reached 10 chapters, and there are 2 chapters owed by Jiazhang, which should be issued tomorrow. Continue to ask for flowers, collections, and evaluation votes for support. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 16. Register the adventurer information and enter the dungeon, thanks to 15150. Wind. In He Faith's blacksmith shop, there is still a Kanban lady named Liz guarding the shop. After seeing Li Yiming and Chun come out, she quickly walked out from the counter, and carried a set of white armor in front of them, gently placing it on the table beside her. Head, this is the initial equipment you asked me to help Li Jun choose, and it's all here. Ah, thank you for your hard work, Liz. Chun responded with a smile, but the corner of Li Yiming's mouth began to twitch slightly. Return all my emotions, UBD. He said he chose it himself, but it turned out that someone else chose him. He is really innocent enough to believe Chun's one-sided words so easily. Boy, don't be dazed, put on all the equipment quickly. Understood, Captain. Li Yiming rolled his eyes, stepped forward to pick up all the armor, thanked Liz by the way, and began to put it on the spot. This seems to be a set of light armor, which also protects the upper body, and the arms and legs are still exposed. Not to mention, it really fits well, and even the long knife is very handy. Although it is not as good as the Sun Will knife rewarded by the system, it is at least much better than the initial equipment provided by the Adventurers Guild. Li Yiming, who put on the equipment, also changed instantly. That capable appearance, coupled with his handsome face, made both Liz and Sabeki stunned. That's great, it already looks like an adventurer, so let's go. First go to the Adventurers Guild next door to register as an adventurer, and then go to the dungeon. Following Sabeki, the two walked towards the location of the guild. Her faith smithy is not far from the Tower of Babel, or it can be said that it is unimaginably close. It is worth mentioning that after leaving the family residence, Sabeki has changed significantly from her in the blacksmith shop. Not only her clothes are more conservative, but her appearance has also become serious. All the way into the Adventurers Guild, all the adventurers around showed awe. Obviously they recognized Sabeki's identity, and they were expressing their respect to the few LV.5s in Orario. Huh? Mr. Li Yiming, you are back again. Could it be that going to the Faith Familia is not going well? Miss He, who has been busy in the Union, found Li Yiming's arrival, and asked in a little surprise, but after she said this, she saw Chun standing next to the latter. This kind of powerful existence is also very respected by her, who is just a small employee of the guild. Miss Cobranda, why are you here? I just brought our new family members here to register the adventurer information, please, Miss Misha. Tsubaki obviously knew Misha, and responded with a gentle face. But after hearing this sentence, Misha's expression suddenly became surprised. What she didn't expect was that Li Yiming actually successfully joined the He Faith family. Congratulations, Mr. Li Yiming, it seems that you have achieved your wish. Thank you for your help, Miss Misha, please teach me more in the future. The adventurer information was registered soon, and Li Yiming was officially a new adventurer. Similarly, the He Faith family also had a newcomer. However, the adventurer profile only records the basic information of the adventurer, such as name, age, race, family, and level, and does not record specific ability information. Although he knew that Li Yiming was led by experienced adventurers, Misha still gave him a basic information. Of course, this information only contains the information of the first 5 levels of monsters. This is the maximum that new adventurers can do. As for obtaining more information, you have to pay a certain price. The Adventurers Guild is not a charity either. Although its purpose is to provide convenience for adventurers, it will also charge a certain fee for some services. After saying goodbye to Misha, Li Yiming followed Chun into the dungeon. On the way, Tsubaki also began to perform his duties as a mentor. Ms. Misha should have given you the rookie information just now, right? There are topographic maps of the first 5 floors on it. Since it is the upper floor, the terrain is not particularly complicated. You should memorize it first. Li Yiming nodded, and directly opened the ordinary scroll given by Misha. Browsing the above information at a glance, the first and second floors are okay. It seems that there are only a few straight roads, but when you reach the next few floors, you suddenly start to twist and turn, and there are still many dead ends. If you can't remember the terrain, I'm afraid it will take a lot of time to get back to the ground. No wonder it is called a maze. People with a bad sense of direction may not be able to get out of it. In addition, the scrolls also record in detail the types of monsters and combat modes that will appear on each floor. After dealing with monsters for a long time, this information is not particularly precious. Judging the specific attack method by the appearance of the monster, so as to avoid and counter-attack, is also one of the basic skills that adventurers need to learn. I have to say that becoming a qualified adventurer is far from being as simple as it seems on the surface. Li Yiming focused on remembering. Chun did not bother him at this time. The two followed the bustling flow of people, and soon entered the dungeon along the entrance of the Tower of Babel. P.S. Thank you readers for your monthly ticket support. Continue to ask for collections, flowers, and evaluation tickets for support. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 17 First Adventure in the Dungeon, Asking for Flowers, Asking for Collection, Asking for Evaluation Tickets. The first floor of the underground city. The walls and ceiling dyed light blue occupy the entire field of vision. The natural labyrinth that cannot see the sky extends in all directions. The passages formed by forks, crossroads, and downhill roads seem to have no end in sight. In a relatively spacious space, Li Yiming sideways avoided the wooden stick in the hands of the goblin, grabbed the back of the neck of the other goblin with one hand, and slammed it to the ground. The heavy force splashed the gravel, and at the same time pushed back the rest of the surrounding monsters. At this moment, a few goblins behind Li Yiming who were not threatened jumped up and seemed to want to ride on his back, using their sharp teeth and claws to completely tear the human in front of them. However, before entering the battle, Li Yiming had already started using the breath of fire. Any disturbance around him could not escape his eyes. Li Yiming didn't even look back. He grabbed a goblin's foot with his right hand, and then swung the wheel in a circle, smashing all the goblins in the air into the air. A large number of goblins collided with the wall, their heads were severely injured, and they fell to the ground and lost their breath. Clap clap. There was a burst of applause, and Tsubaki, who didn't know where to hide before, reappeared with a surprised expression. Good job, boy, you really surprised me. It's the first time I've entered a dungeon, but I'm very good at fighting and reconnaissance. Although goblins are not very powerful monsters, ordinary adults hold them, a kitchen knife can kill it, but it's rare to see it as easily as you. Having said that, Tsubaki showed curiosity on his face. Have you had any special training before? Captain, you can actually call me Yiming. As for the special combat training, I haven't done it on purpose. It's just that I often hunted wild animals in the past, so I have more or less experience. While breaking open the goblin's body and finding the magic stone fragments the size of a peanut, he calmly told a white lie. After all, you can't tell anyone about the system. No wonder, but your combat talent is also the most outstanding among the rookies I have ever seen. Perhaps our He Faith family will appear a powerful adventurer again. Thinking of this, Tsubaki couldn't restrain the excitement in his heart. As the leader of the family, she is too busy. In addition to handling family affairs, she also needs to forge, and sometimes she needs to follow other backbone family members into the dungeon to provide equipment repair services. She had long thought that she could have a reliable and powerful guy to provide her with some help. It's a pity that none of the other members of the family are suitable candidates, but now, Tsubaki seems to see that quality in Li Yiming. This is why she will take the initiative to teach each other. As early as the moment she saw Li Yiming, a very absurd idea came into her mind. This handsome young man in front of him will definitely become an outstanding adventurer, and even become a hero expected by the gods. Although there is no basis, Tsubaki is inexplicably convinced of this idea. After watching Li Yiming's fight, Chun also got a general idea of the opponent's fighting level. The latter is not like a newcomer who just joined the family. Small and medium-sized monsters at least 7 floors above are absolutely helpless to get him. As long as they are not surrounded by a large number of monsters, they don't need to worry about safety. Of course, after the 7th floor, you still need to sharpen it. After all, a phenomenon called Monster Feast will appear on the deeper floors, and various monsters will appear together, which is especially fatal for low-level adventurers, so the benefits of the team are also reflected at this time. After digging out all the magic stone fragments from the corpse, the goblin's corpse began to shrivel up at a speed visible to the naked eye. Witnessing this scene with his own eyes, Li Yiming immediately showed surprise. Don't be surprised, this is the characteristic of the dungeon. According to the words of Lord Shangshen, the dungeon is alive. It will give birth to various monsters at any time, and destroy all adventurers who enter it. When the monster inside once the magic stone is taken away, the dungeon will automatically recycle the corpses of the monsters. Although I don't know the reason for this, it's also the news recognized by all adventurers. Even if the magic stone is not taken away, the corpses of the monsters will also be recovered, but it will be slower. Chun did not forget his identity as a guidance and explained the information of the dungeon to Li Yiming all the time. Even though the latter was very clear about these things, he didn't show any impatient expression. If you feel impatient even with other people's relationship, it's a bit of a white-eyed wolf. It's rare to have someone to guide, and Li Yiming still feels very good. At least in this claustrophobic environment, speaking with multiple people is naturally better. Let's go over there. I found a red-eyed rabbit, don't let it run away, quickly outflank it. There is actually a group of goblins here. The shield soldiers quickly raised their shields to resist, and the others attacked freely. The noisy noise not far away came to the ears of Li Yiming, and Chun frowned slightly, noticing that there were more and more adventurers around, and they were all about to come to their side. The monsters on the first floor are a bit weak, and they won't be able to exercise you. In addition, there are too many adventurers, and the efficiency will be greatly reduced. Continue to go deeper. Okay, Captain. Li Yiming nodded obediently, and there was a hint of expectation in his eyes. Goblins are too weak, even if they don't use the breath of flame, they can be defeated easily with combat experience alone. There is not much training effect, so let's look forward to some more powerful monsters. P.S. Continue to ask for flowers, collections, and comments for support. It would be even better if there are rewards. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 18. Because I was drenched in the rain, now I want to rip other people's umbrellas. Li Yiming simply played with the magic stone fragments that fell from the goblin. The monsters from the 1st to 4th floors will only drop such small fragments. Although the magic stone is the most versatile trading item of Orari, the money that can be exchanged for these is quite rare. In addition, the role of the magic stone is far more than simply selling it to the Adventurers Guild. Whether it is forging equipment or making potions, magic stones are needed. The mysterious energy contained in this item can increase the strength of equipment and the magical degree of potions. Therefore, the adventurer of Orario has also become one of the most lucrative professions. This is why humans from all over the world want to come to Orario. Let's go. According to your strength, monsters on the 1st to 3rd floors don't have much training effect, but in order to ensure that you will not slack off because of pride and complacency, let's break through layer by layer slowly. In the face of a life and death crisis, I will not take action, do you understand? Chun said the next arrangement with a serious face, and Li Yiming nodded without hesitation. In fact, he doesn't need Tsubaki's help either. It's better to take advantage of this time to hone yourself and learn more about dungeons. Although you can become stronger through traversal simulation, it is also necessary to master the ability at all times. After clearing the monsters all the way down, they soon arrived at the dark cave on the 2nd floor. The spiral stone staircase going down the cave continues to spread, and the fluorescence emitted from the stone wall is brighter than that of the 1st floor, making it easy for people to see the end of the staircase. On the way, Li Yiming also saw other kinds of monsters. In addition to goblins, one-eyed lizards and red-eyed rabbits also appeared one after another. Their different attack methods did not cause any trouble to Li Yiming. After adapting deliberately, he was able to kill him easily. During this process, Li Yiming's movements became more and more simple and efficient. His combat experience is more towards humanoid life, and now his experience with monsters is also increasing rapidly. This speed makes Tsubaki on the side a little confused. By the way, Captain, I have always had a doubt, can the monsters in the dungeon be eaten? He cut the oncoming one-horned lizard in half with a single knife, and in his spare time, Li Yiming turned his head and expressed his inner doubts. However, this question is a bit difficult for Tsubaki. She really didn't understand this issue. I'm not particularly clear about it. It seems that no one has tried to consume the creatures in the dungeon. After all, no one knows to eat them. Will there be some unexpected changes? Is that so? I wanted to try the taste of the red-eyed rabbit, but now I think it's better to forget it. Shaking his head slightly disappointed, Li Yiming could only vent his frustration on the monsters in the dungeon. In this state, even the 3rd floor, which had more monsters, could not hinder it at all, and Li Yiming and Chun soon came directly to the 4th floor. The monsters born on the floors have also been updated again. Goblins will still appear occasionally, but the more important ones are Frog Archer, War Shadow, and Kobold, and occasionally there will be magic wolves, and the pressure of exploration has become even greater. With only combat experience, Li Yiming also felt very strenuous, but he still didn't use the breathing method. What is the grace of God? That is, the gods give human beings the possibility to become stronger. Only through continuous efforts can one improve one's 5 basic abilities, and the improvement obtained in the limit state is undoubtedly the greatest. So Li Yiming, who is very aware of this, plans to adapt for a while before talking. What's more, since Tsubaki is next to him, it is obviously inappropriate to show too strong fighting power. He-Faith's family is pretty good to him. Li Yiming doesn't want to deceive too much, especially when it is not necessary, so he will feel very uncomfortable. Therefore, there is no problem with the end of the first dungeon exploration. As for testing your current limit, let's wait until there are no other people and then try it alone. Be sure to pay attention. Frog shooters are a very tricky monster for novice adventurers. Although they will not become novice killers, they are difficult to deal with in some ways. They not only shoot their tongues to pierce the target, will also wrap around the limbs of the adventurer and swallow you whole into the mouth. Having said that, Tsubaki paused briefly, and then continued, although the bite force of the frog shooter is not strong, and the light armor provided by the family can also resist it, I believe you will not feel the feeling of being swallowed. I don't want to experience it. When talking about being eaten, Tsubaki's expression obviously changed slightly. Obviously, when she was a rookie adventurer, such things should have happened a lot. Even as a member of the artisan family, when he was still a rookie, he would still go to the dungeon to level up, so it was reasonable for all kinds of embarrassing times to happen. But even though he said so, Tsubaki was still looking forward to Li Yiming being swallowed by the frog shooter. Because I was drenched in the rain, and now I want to tear other people's umbrellas apart. Happiness is based on other people's pain, isn't it? After all, Li Yiming performed too well after entering the dungeon, which also made Chun lose the fun of training. Since he was sure that there was no danger, it would be nice to see Li Yiming make a fool of himself. It's a pity that her idea is obviously going to run aground. A frog whose movement depends entirely on jumping, and whose output depends entirely on its tongue, is indistinguishable from a target. What's more, Li Yiming doesn't want to experience the feeling of being eaten. He doesn't have that special habit. P.S. Today's update is over, and more updates will be added later. Thank you readers for your support. Continue to ask for flowers, collections, and evaluation votes for support. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 19 Adventurers and Gods, Mothers, and Children, monthly ticket plus 1/2. The magic stones in these low-level monsters are really small enough. Maybe they can't be called magic stones at all. They should be called magic stone fragments. It feels like a waste of time. After cutting open Frog Archer's body and taking out the magic stone fragments inside and weighing them for a moment, Li Yiming's expression was full of disgust. For adventurers, strength is the most important thing, but making money is also very important. No one wants to wander in a dungeon full of dangers all day long. The vast majority of adventurers hope to obtain a considerable amount of wealth, and then live comfortably for the rest of their lives. Of course, Li Yiming was not among them, but he still couldn't ignore money. Whether it was maintaining weapons or purchasing various potions, huge financial support was needed. But now it seems that the gains that the upper-level monsters can provide are still too little. Commander, have you finished testing your new weapon? Put the magic stone fragments back into the bag. The pocket still provided by He-Faith's family is about to explode. God knows how many monsters Li Yiming has killed. For ordinary novice adventurers, it is already a considerable number. TCH, the test has been completed, but it seems to have failed. Tsubaki, who pulled a group of frog shooters aside alone, walked back with a displeased face. From her expression at this time, it can be seen that the development of new weapons does not seem to be going so smoothly. It can be heard from the previous explosion. Don't be too frustrated, leader, sum up experience and continue to improve. I believe you will succeed next time. At this time, Li Yiming didn't dare to touch Chun's bad luck at all. With high EQ, he quickly comforted his team leader gently, lest the other party do some strange things. Fortunately, he seems to be thinking too much. Chun is not that fragile. I don't need you kid to comfort me. Don't worry, it's just a failure in researching new weapons. It's not a big deal. Anyway, this is not the first time. I have already been mentally prepared. However, the shortcomings are almost understood. After I go back and improve it, there should be no problems. That's good, let's get here first. Having completed the daily dungeon adventure, Li Yiming also has a general understanding of his own level. Although he has not encountered two powerful monsters, it is not a problem to deal with LV.1 monsters with all his strength, so there is no need to wait down. It's better to go back to the family and carry out the last time travel simulation today. Okay, let's go back. Tsubaki nodded, and the two counted the spoils before returning to the surface. Li Yiming went to the Adventurers Guild to sell all the fragments of magic stones to them, and exchanged them for the mana needed to live in Orario. The amount can be said to be quite small. Originally, he wanted to take it back to the blacksmith shop for equipment forging, but Chun directly stopped him. The magic stone fragments in the monsters of the upper level are not precious, and the forged equipment is not considered excellent. It is completely unnecessary, and it is more convenient to exchange it for mana. At the same time, she also rejected Li Yiming's idea of dividing the proceeds equally. After all, as the leader of the He Faith family, coupled with one of the few excellent blacksmiths in Oleli, Tsubaki's assets are definitely far beyond everyone's imagination. Therefore, Li Yiming no longer insisted. Back at the blacksmith shop, the Kanban lady named Liz seemed to have gone to rest. At this time, a cat girl with animal ears was in charge of guarding the shop. The furry ears trembled from time to time, and the girl's flushed cheeks, it looks very cute. However, Li Yiming was interrupted by Chun before he could observe carefully. You boy, don't think about some strange things in your head all day long. Now your task is to train your ability well and try to upgrade as soon as possible. Only then will you be worthy of my cultivation of you, and you will not let down the Lord God's treatment of you. Expectations. Entering the dungeon for the first time, it's time for you to try the taste of becoming stronger. Why don't you ask Lord Shangshen to update your ability value now? Remember to come to me tomorrow morning, I have something to teach you, don't be late. Gently patted Li Yiming's back, left a word of advice. Chun turned and left. Just like when she came, not taking a cloud with her. But I have to say that Chun is still very helpful to Li Yiming, at least telling a lot of information that adventurers need to know, as well as the special features of many monsters. As a rookie adventurer, he really benefited a lot. Do you want to update the ability value? It's a little difficult to choose. The increase is a little too fast, and it will definitely attract the attention of Goddess Faith. It's not easy to explain, but it's not a bad thing, at least it can increase your own weight in the family is right. Anyway, it will be exposed sooner or later. Goddess He Faith is friendly, and there is nothing to hide. After all, I will be her family in the future, and the mother will not harbor ill intentions towards her children. Most gods regard their dependents as their own children, and children will only feel happy when they make progress, and will not have other bad thoughts. This is probably the tolerance unique to the gods. After thinking about this point clearly, Li Yiming didn't hesitate any longer, went straight into the inner room, and walked towards the room of Goddess Hidos by virtue of his memory. When he came to the door, he raised his hand and was about to knock on the door, but was interrupted by the roar coming from inside. Hestia, how long are you going to be lazy? P.S. 5 monthly tickets plus more are provided. Please continue to ask for collections, flowers, and evaluation tickets for support. Celebrate the 7-day long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 20 He Faith Toss, Did You Fall in Love with Her? Monthly ticket plus 2 halves. Hestia, how long are you going to be lazy? A deafening roar came from the room, and Li Yiming's hand froze in mid-air. Hestia. If he heard correctly, it seemed to be the voice of goddess Hestia just now, so the Hestia in the other party's mouth should be the goddess Lolita in his impression, right?